In this section, we'll review the procedures for starting and stopping the engine. Before you start the engine and before you move the machine, make sure that no one is underneath the machine, around the machine, or on the machine. You always need to be in control of the area around the machine. At ground level, there are two checks to make before trying to start the engine. First, open the battery compartment access door. Make sure the battery disconnect switch key is inserted and that the switch is turned to the on position. This switch provides power to the PM200 electrical system and the engine start system. Next, check to see that all remote engine stop switches are pulled out to the on position. When any of the engine stop switches are pushed in to the off position, the engine start system is not functional and the engine will not crank. There are 4 at ground level, and normally you would check these during the daily walk-around. There is an auxiliary engine start switch at ground level. Use this engine start switch only when engine power is needed for certain ground level controls. The primary engine start switch and 2 more remote engine stop switches are on top of the machine at the operator's station. Close the operator's gate after reaching the operator's platform. There is a remote engine stop switch on either side of the console. Make sure both are pulled out to the on position. Before starting the engine, make sure that all functional control switches are in the off position. Specifically, the rotor switch should be turned off, the conveyor system should be turned off, and the grade and slope systems should be turned off. The propel lever should be in the neutral position, and the parking brake should be pushed in to the on position. Ensure that the load control switch is in the manual position, and the on standby switch is in the standby position. It is also recommended that the automatic engine speed control be set to the manual position. In order to activate the electrical circuits, turn the engine start switch to the on position. The monitoring system will go through a series of system tests. Wait until the system tests have been completed before trying to start the engine. If there are system faults or operator errors, the faults or errors will be displayed on the monitor or the indicator lights. For example, if an engine stop switch is pushed into the off position, a fault indicator will display. This is an operator error, and the engine will not start until the error has been corrected. When all operator errors have been corrected, the engine will start. Turn the key switch clockwise to the start position. Release the key as soon as the engine starts. The key will return to the on position. If the engine does not start, return the key back to the off position before trying to start the engine again. Always go through this cycle to start the engine. Start with the key switch in the off position. Move the key to the on position and let the monitoring system perform its self-test. Then move the key to the start position and release the key when the engine starts. You should always let the engine warm up at low engine speed for a minimum of 5 minutes before increasing to high engine speed. The engine warm-up period increases as the ambient temperature decreases. Don't move the machine or use any of the controls while the engine is warming up. When the engine operating temperature has increased, you can increase engine speed, move the machine, and use controls. Let's review how to increase engine speed. Set the automatic engine speed control to manual before starting the engine. In this condition, the engine speed control buttons have been enabled. To increase engine speed, press the upper button. You can set engine speed to any level desired by pressing and releasing the engine speed control buttons. Or you can set the engine speed to maximum by turning the engine speed control switch to the right. Engine speed will quickly increase to about 2,200 revolutions per minute. When you are ready to stop the engine, follow this routine. First, apply the parking brake. Reduce engine speed. In this case, the operator is using the lower engine speed control button. Allow the engine to operate at low speed for 5 minutes so hot areas of the engine cool gradually. Then turn the key switch to the off position. If the machine is going to be parked and left unattended, remove the key from the engine start switch and close the vandal cover on the console. You should also turn off the battery disconnect switch and remove the key. Review the operation and maintenance manual whenever you have questions about starting and stopping the engine. This is the end of the segment covering starting and stopping the engine.